Welcome back. Well, moviegoers in the US apparently in the mood to be scared at the box office last weekend.
I don't like horror movies, but clearly some people do.
Some people. Talk about same old, same old.
Yeah, that horror film, Texas Chainsaw 3D, pulled in $23 million in North America to take first place. Last week's top movie, The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey, fell to third place after several weeks at #1. Now, the Quentin Tarantino film, Django Unchained, remained in second place.
How can you make 3 movies out of a guy with a chainsaw? I mean, I actually haven't seen them. I know the first one was a classic.
Yeah, well, I've not seen them, and I don't plan on seeing them. I don't like blood and gore.
Bit of light viewing?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's stay with the movie theme, because Star Trek fans are thrilled that the next movie is coming out this year. Director J.J. Abrams essentially rebooting that series.
Look at how happy you are reading this.
Who doesn't like Star Trek? Come on, let's be honest about this. J.J. Abrams, as I was saying, rebooted the movie series back in 2009, and as we know, new actors were playing Captain James T. Kirk, Mr. Spock, and, of course, the rest of the crew.
Now, Don Lemon sat down with the original Captain Kirk, actor William Shatner, to talk about the new film and his own Star Trek legacy earlier.
You share what many consider the first interracial kiss on American television. Did you realize how groundbreaking that moment was?
Not in terms of groundbreaking. I just realized how lovely her lips were.
Really?
So
that's all you thought about?
Anything that was breaking there might have been her lips, but not groundbreaking in terms of a racial kiss. No, she was and is a beautiful woman.
This was the 1960s. Were you worried at all about your career and that it would have any sort of detrimental effect on your career by, you know, sharing a kiss with an African-American woman?
It never occurred to me, no.
I've got a real geeky Star Trek question for you. I was a Trekkie. Who would win in a fight,
Okay.
Captain Kirk or Captain Picard? Because I understand that you and Patrick Stewart are good friends in real life.
We are. In real life, he could probably kick my ass. In fiction, I'd kick his ass.
Come on.
You say ass on
Of course you can. Yes, and you are
Okay,
Captain
good.
Kirk.
You're right, and I would have kicked his ass. But realize this, Patrick Stewart was a boxer as a kid.
Yeah.
He went to boxing school and all. So it would be an interesting fist fight if we had pillows on our fists to see who would win.
The new Star Trek, I'm not sure if you've seen it, but it seems to be very violent, lots of explosions, and I mean, it's a different kind of Star Trek.
Well,
what do you think of it?
Exactly. I mean, J.J. Abrams is a great filmmaker, and the way he has brought a major audience into the franchise is to make a ride. So the Star Trek becomes one of those rides with explosions and action and the wonderful people they've got playing the roles. He has made Star Trek popular once again with a far larger audience. So he seems to be doing the right thing. The Star Treks that we were in told a more personal story, told a story that had more soul to it, if you will. But the large screen encourages explosions and shoot-'em-ups.
You and Leonard Nimoy have worked together on and off for the past 50 years now, starting even before Star Trek with the Man from U.N.C.L.E. in 1964, Mission Impossible.
What?
He was the best man at one of your weddings. Do you guys still hang out?
We don't see each other very much now. Life has taken us apart, but he's a dear, dear man.
Can you make that hand symbol? I heard that you can't make it.
No,
live long and prosper.
I can't make it. It's sort of, there's a finger up in the air somewhere, but I'm not quite sure what it is.
What people don't know about you, and what I didn't know in doing my research, is that you have raised millions of dollars for children's charity. You're very kind. You have a soft spot for certain things. How did you get involved in that? I mean, you also auctioned off a kidney stone for Habitat for Humanity. A lot of pain did a lot of good.
A lot of uric acid went that way. That's true. The salient thing, the thing that I never forget is that every human being has their story, as we talked about earlier, has their need for respect, has their spirit, their soul.
Right.
And you can never forget that, no matter what the person's circumstances are, they and again, a one-man show, I touch on this note. We're on that journey together, the journey through to death. And we don't know what's on the other side of that line of death. So we're locked in this embrace of the journey and the apprehension of what happens after we die. And it seems to suggest, and I make this point in that show, that we should help each other to make that journey easier and more meaningful.
William Shatner there with Don Lemon, who he pointed out is also a Trekkie. So you're starting to feel a little outnumbered, perhaps?
Not really, because I think Mark McKay, who's coming up next, we'll have to ask him if he's
well, we will ask him. I'm sure he's going to say he is a Trekkie. $385 million that movie made.
Oh, okay.
Thank you very much.
So there are a lot of Trekkies.
Well, yes, there are a lot of people who appreciate fine cinema, if that's what you're saying.
Okay.
Of the Star Trek type. Moving along. Can Lionel Messi make it 4?